because that was a pretty hyped up game for both sides, and that game was back and forth, close game, and we should expect the same thing. We should expect a battle, and you prepare each week like that. But when you have a rivalry game, you can definitely expect it, and it's more so expected.
Thanks, Ricky.
All the offseason talk was about how much depth there was at wide receiver and tight end. After Saturday, I mean, you had 6 or 7 different targets. How much does that solidify and give you confidence in the depth and the talent?
It helps. It didn't really solidify anything, I guess, because I knew the guys that we had. I knew what kind of talent they had. It was just a matter of people seeing it on the field to talk about it. We've been practicing for a while now, and I see the kind of guys that we have, and I know what they can do. And all you got to do is try to get the ball in their hands, and that's easier said than done. But it's a team effort, and that's what we have to work on, is making sure everything is working as a team going around the field.
You had over 30 attempts. You haven't had that happen many times so far. How'd your arms go on Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, it felt good. I've been throwing a lot during the off season to get my arm ready, and so there really wasn't a problem with throwing the ball that much. I mean, we probably throw the ball. I probably throw the ball more than that at practice, anyways. When you total of all the reps, so a game's probably a lot more tailored down, but the reps count more, obviously.
Yeah. Is this the first game you've played with a shoulder at pretty much 100%? How'd that feel?
Yeah, that was definitely definitely a positive for me mentally going into the game, knowing that there's nothing wrong with my shoulder, and you should be able to make all the right throws and stuff. And it was just to put my mind at ease and not have to think about it while I was out there.
Four sacks in the first half. What's going through your mind at halftime? Because I think a couple were your fault, a couple were their fault.
Yeah, there's nothing really that I was too worried about. That happens. There's times when things break down up front. There's times when you misread stuff and let yourself get sacked. So that's part of the game. You got to play through that. It was halftime, so all we were trying to do was focus on what we needed to do in the second half to make the game go our way.
What does the way things went last year? You got to kind of throw that out. I mean, Sean Green was Sean Green. 2 yards a carry. What does that say about your offense? What does that say you guys need to improve on?
It just says we need to execute better. That's really all it says. There are certain plays that if we looked at the film, we saw our mistakes, and all we need to do right now is improve on those things, and that's what we're practicing this week for.
10 throws to Moyaki. What was the deal there? Was he seemed to have a knack to find this open spot in the zones and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, and you want to get the ball to your best players. That's the name of football, especially on offense. You get the ball to the playmakers, and obviously Tony's an athletic guy, and he's a big body, so throwing the ball to him is something you look to do, and you're not shy about it. You want to get the ball in your best players' hands.
Mm-hmm. How much did you check down on Saturday?
Some of the pass plays that we ran, I guess you can kind of call them, they're just quick passes, so there's not really check downs there. Certain pass plays, you're always looking for your first read, obviously, and if you get that, then you take it. We didn't really have to come back to the check down too much. There's a couple of opportunities that we did have, but we didn't take advantage of that. That's something, that's game to game. You can't really prepare for that besides watching film and making the right reads.